Welcome to the Love Them Knives Studio. LTK here, and what do we got? CH Knives. The 3006 really got good action. 3006 model. I mean, they're coming out with models all the time. I can't keep up. Can't keep up. Look at this. I mean, really nice lines here. Really nice flow. Aluminum scales. 154 cm blade and a $58 price tag, or fluctuates, maybe 53, could be 58, depending on who's discounting and what's going on. Got this from China, of course. There's CH Knives, Chinese knife company. And, the owner is used to work at Kaiser Knives. So if you know Kaiser Knives, they're another Chinese knife company that are better known in the U.S. because they're distributed and retailed here. These are not distributed in the U.S. yet. I think it's coming, folks. I think it's coming. In any case, really good looking knife. I like the design. It's comfortable in the hand. The ergos are good. You got a little bit of a choil here. That helps for sharpening. It looks like a little bit of a recurve along in here in this blade. Just a little. Can you see a little light through there? Yeah. A bit of a recurve through there. So that's interesting. Really shiny satin, almost mirror, semi-mirror. It's very shiny. So that's nice. It makes it look a little bit more dressy. So does the blue pocket clip, which is not magnetic, so I don't know. I don't know if that's titanium. I'm guessing that's titanium. If it's not, then it's aluminum like the scales, but I don't think so. I think it's titanium. I think that's an electrical anodized job and not an aluminum anodized job there. In any case, black otherwise. About a 35% lockup on that. And it's got jimping on the flipper tab. And it's centered right up. The action's really good. And I took this apart, put it back together, and it still actually functions. It's like, oh my God, this is going to get ugly. Start jamming the Torx on it, start tearing things apart, and it's like, yes, and it worked. And it came apart. The screws didn't strip out or waller out, and there wasn't a whole bunch of, Loctite or anything. It came right apart, went right back together. What a wonderful thing. And here's a picture of it torn apart. There's the bearings. And you know what these bearings look like to me? They look ceramic. There's your internal blade stop. Here's your bearings on the other side. And of course, the steel liner. See on the top scale, it's kind of just a smaller, it's not a full type liner like the lock part is. Interesting, huh? But you got to have this to make contact with those bearings. You don't want aluminum there. So that's how they did that. Otherwise, you got these spacers that go through the spacer. Whatever you want to call them. So, yeah. And, I think they use a little bit of like a heavier lubricant there. It's almost like looks like a lithium grease or something, like a whitish color. And here's where you take the scale off to begin with, and this is what it looks like here. And there's the stop pin. In any case, yes, I don't know. I don't really like that well. I usually take it apart, clean it down, and use a much lighter, like almost, you can use what you want. Tough Glide, Nano Oil, Ram Oil, and probably others. I kind of use them interchangeably. And I don't know that I have really noticed much difference. I know that Nano costs a lot of money, and the Tough Glide does not, and the Ram Oil is definitely cheaper. So, these are not under any kind of heavy load. They're not high-speed bearings. I just think it's a lot of fuss about nothing, except for, how light grade the oil is. And I think I like a little lighter grade. I don't like it's not like packing wheel bearings here, folks. So in any case, yeah, nice pocket clip, fairly deep carry. Goes in the pocket really easy because I carried it. In fact, I carried that one and the 3511 together because I went to the pub, pulled them out, did Instagram on them, and so I was jamming them in the thing full of limes, took a picture of them, and had a lot of fun. This is G10, same kind of steel though. It's 154 cm. It's like a stonewash thing, but we'll talk about that one later. Same size, basically. Knife. Got a little nice decorative pivot here. Kind of like this cutaway G10 layered contrast look. It's different, that's for sure. And they're fairly inexpensive, like $58, $53, somewhere in there. So they're right in there. I mean, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to contrast it, this is a $55 knife, right? G10 and D2. This is Best Tech. So, and these are, distributed, retailed in the US of A. I mean, this is CH knife. They aren't yet, but they probably will be in the not too distant future. Pass-through is easy to get to, isn't it? Really easy to disengage this. Great action though. Detent. 5.5. Can you shake it out? Oh man. You can come close to that. You might be able to. My shoulder's not in the best shape, so I'm not going to push it. But, it's a 5.5. 5.5. Which is very similar to a lot of knives, including this one. It's nothing to brag about either. It's about the same. So it's, it's sufficient. I don't need it to be super difficult, because then, I've seen so many guys where their finger just kind of slips over because the detent's so strong. I don't need to do that. It's not needed. Not when you got good bearings in here and great action on the pivot. So I like that. Feels good in the hand. It's slick. I mean, there is this small kind of, you can see the machine marks in here. But that's pretty meaningless for grip purposes. So this aluminum is really pretty slick. So this would not be something you'd want to use with greasy, wet, oily hands. If you're going to get out and get with it, maybe even gloves would be preferable. Because if your hands were sweating and stuff, still the grip on here is not anything to brag about. Although this is a little bit more of a sophisticated looking knife. With the contrasting pocket clip and everything. And the shinier type blade. It's not like a stone wash with just a regular steel spring type blade. I mean, pocket clip. It's set up to be a little nicer. Kind of surprised that he didn't do a contrast ring around this pivot. I'm surprised he didn't do a blue one there to go with that. Tis a puzzlement. Because, on this one he did. Strange. And why would you do it on a G10 knife? I don't know. I mean, you got jimping on the flipper tab. Very intuitive, real easy to find that flipper tab and open. This is real easy to open and close. But I'm just saying, I'm going to get back to this, These Best Tech knives, this is a big, long one, but this is 4 inches, just probably 9 inches overall. See? Much bigger knife. Much bigger. Even if you flip the ratio here, the aspect ratio, still much bigger knife. But, $55 and just about $55. So D2, 154 cm, aluminum, liner lock, G10, liner lock. You know, so that kind of thing. A little bit of a recurve here. So that's interesting. But it feels pretty sharp. I was cutting paper a while back, and it's like I don't know. It's all right. It feels sharper than it acts in my hand. So I don't know what's going on actually. I don't know if I need to touch this up with a. See, I mean it's. You know, I think I'm hitting a little something as I go up right in here in this blade. I don't know. I'm going to have to kick this with maybe a fine strope or a real fine stone and see. But I can't see it. But it's like I get right in here somewhere and I'm feeling it. So, I don't know. In any case, mess with it later. Otherwise, you know, to the touch, it feels sharp. And you can tell when you touch the edge of a knife that's pretty sharp. Like it, though. Like the action, the bearings. And how heavy is it? How heavy do you think? Gonna guess? The aluminum mid-size knife, 4.2? 4.4. Okay. Close, though. And 124 grams. So, not bad. Not bad. 4mm blade stock on here. And let's get the calipers out. 4mm blade stock. So, 0.15 something of an inch. There you go. 4mm blade stock up here. 13.2 millimeters, which is ½ inch. So that's pretty standard stuff. Bertha. 3.5 inch. 8 1/8 overall. 20.5 centimeters and 90mm blade stock. Pretty standard stuff. Fancy. And fancy coming out. In the Burple, yeah, about the same size. Just about the same size. I think that para is just maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8 over what this is. But they are really, really close. Really close. So, about the same. Fancy. Go on back. Your shift is over. Manny. Oh, nope. Gripster's coming out. Gripster, about the same size. You can see. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So what do you think? If you have one of these, yeah, chime in. If you don't, chime in. I know I'm gonna get the words, right? I'm gonna get the if. Starts out with if. How does the comment end? I'd be all over that. So what's it going to be? If this was titanium, I'd be all over that. If this was S35VN, I'd be all over that. If this was a frame lock, I'd be all over that. I'm trying to guess what you're going to say. So, I mean, 154 cm, I think it's okay. It's obviously not the particle, you know, the powdered, the metallurgy CPM 154. But, wow, they used a lot of this 154 cm in Benchmade stuff, right? The grip and stuff like that. Not this grip. Wasn't talking about you, buddy. 20 CV. But I think it's sufficient. I think it's better than 440, AUS 8, those kinds of options. So yeah, and at that price point where you're looking at G10 and D2, I think it's pretty attractive. Just depends if you like the style of this knife. I do like the style of it. I think it's a little slickery. you know? So to me, this is not a knife I'm going to hoss down with necessarily, although, you can get a good grip on it. Reverse grip feels good too. The ergos are really good on this knife, and it's fairly inexpensive. I mean, under $60. So, yeah, it's a thinker, isn't it? And ceramic bearings, from what I can tell, really nice. Good lockup, solid, easy to disengage, centered. Even after I took it apart and put it back together, still centered. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And this one is, I took this one apart too. Came back together, centered up. It's a miracle as well. 2 miracles in one day. Who would know? Who would know? Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I really do like this knife though. It's nicely contoured, isn't it? You like the scales? Contoured up, really nicely done. Interesting. It'd be interesting if this thing was like also available in like a green, because you can anodize this aluminum different colors. I don't know, just saying. Although, if I'd be all over that, right? Fill in the blank. If it was OD green instead of black, I'd be all over that. Oh my God, it's so funny. I love to watch the comments, both on YouTube, different channels I visit, and also on Instagram. It's crazy. It takes all kinds to make a world, don't it? Yes, it does. And you know what we do on this channel? We love them knives. Yes, we do. Subscribe, giveaways, table sales, pass around groups. I don't know. Oh, Trader's Corner on the 10th of every month. It just never ends. It's keeping me busy. We do. We love them knives, so stay sharp.